let's okay, perfect. So yesterday, I was telling the Persian audience that this is an inverse head and shoulder, but now the inverse head and shoulder has been basically what it's called, it's been continuing. So it hasn't been doing anything, but it's been continuing the same pattern. It's just been making higher highs. So in terms of this section here, this is a low and then a high. So it is clearly going up on the 4-hour chart. 25 more minutes until the next 4-hour candle does come and close. You could potentially say this is a W. It just depends on how you're going to look at it or where you're going to plot the chart. I mean, yeah, you can pretty much say it's a W. This should be the neckline. And this itself is another neckline here. If you don't consider these two candles here, you could say after this 25 minutes goes by, the next 4 hours is on top of this. So it should be, should ideally be going up. Now, this is what Bitcoin's doing on the 4-hour chart. RSI, if you look at here very closely, guys, it broke the bearish divergence. Look, it broke it. It's on top. So now that it's on top, you could expect higher movements towards higher prices. Things I would watch out for is when I did the targets from here to here, we could possibly get rejected just below the 50K. I mean, the 50K is a support and resistance. So if we do get above it, then we're going to be inside this range. And then that could go on until the 24th of June. Or we could just completely shatter it and then keep going for new highs, which are to 72,000. That's if we come into this pattern, we break this pattern, and then we go here. So these are the stuff that I'm looking out for, and it's all going to start within the next 25 minutes. So I'm going to try and extend this Zoom meeting for as long as I can, just so we can see the next 4-hour candle and see where it is and where it possibly could be leading up to. So right now, everything is below it, so it does need to pump a little bit. So let's see what happens to the market. All right, now let's go to BTC dominance. So this is the dominance charts of how well Bitcoin is performing towards the other altcoins. And I drew this chart yesterday. I said we're going to pump and we're going to dump here. And I did say this is possibly a head and shoulders. It's currently pumping. I do expect it to come all the way here to 45 again, and then maybe come back down. But I do expect it to come here at the 37s. I mean, that's if a right shoulder is made. So something like this. So once this right shoulder is made, or something more pointy, doesn't matter which one. So once these two are made, we're going to find out if this is a head and shoulders, or is this going to be, I don't know, an M pattern. So it's still playing out, but obviously it is very close now. It's very close to what I expect it to be. And again, this is on the 4-hour charts. Now we're going to go into Ethereum against the USD pair. Why? Because we know most of the BTC pairs have dropped, so there's no point looking at it, but we'll have a look. We'll have a look anyways. So we're going to just quickly delete this. Okay. Again, nothing much has changed from yesterday. Inverse head and shoulder, it broke out, and it's doing a continuation pattern. That's quite bullish in these markets. I mean, look, let me see if I can draw this. On the 4-hour, did we break our bearish divergence? Yes, we did, guys. Look, we broke our bearish divergence, and it actually found support. It depends on how you're going to look at it, but it found support on the RSI, and bloop, 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 it's going up. So again, in the next 20 minutes, we're going to find out with the next 4-hour close what's going on with these pairs. Let's go for ADO against the USD pair. And again, same story with Cardano. Did it break its bearish divergence? Let me see on a daily, in fact. Let's have a quick look. Let's see. All right, let's draw this. Okay, and then let's draw another one. I mean, you could possibly say that Cardano's on 2 different ranges, something like this on the RSI. On the 4-hour, It is dumping. What was this? This is a daily. Sorry, my bad. All right, let me just quickly look at the daily. What's going on here? Yeah, so inverse head and shoulder. How do you know it's an inverse head and shoulder? Because it's a phallic symbol. It looks like something else that it shouldn't be, but yeah, it's we're gonna find out again. Let me see. If I draw a line here, that's one resistance here. Then I'm gonna draw another one right here. Now this obviously won't be perfect, but it's good enough. So yeah, we're looking at this range. Again, it's looking fine. This is all continuation patterns, but the volume, look at the volume, guys. The volume is decreasing. I mean, when the volume decreases, we're expecting a huge move either to the upside or to the downside. Now, there is no volume anymore here. So that suggests to me that an explosive move is going to come. Now, we could have a bearish bias, or we could have a bullish bias. The bullish scenario is that this is an inverse head and shoulders. In the next 4-hour close, it's going to break this. It's going to shatter on top of it, and we're going to have huge volume, and we're going to go to all-time highs. The bearish scenario is that this complete inverse head and shoulders get rejected at 1.86 on the Cardano, and then boom, volume goes down, possibly making another pattern, which is probably going to be a W if it goes all the way down from here. If this whole pattern gets rejected, so we go up, then we go back down here, and then we can possibly break it and make a W, which is an even bigger pattern that is more bullish. But let's just see what happens in the next 19 minutes. All right, now let's go to a different coin as well. Let's see, what coins can I look at? Let's look at Chainlink against Tether. Again, inverse head and shoulders. Actually, Chainlink broke out. If this closes, if Chainlink closes, actually Chainlink can be actually an indicator to all the other coins. The thing is, when you look at these other coins, they can be indicators to what's going to happen in the future for these other coins. So Chainlink broke out. I mean, it's not the best inverse head and shoulder. I mean, you could say this is the inverse head and shoulder. You can say this is the bigger one, or it could just drop down from here. But in the next 18 minutes, if this closes above this line, then gets a perfect bounce from it, then you're looking at, let's see, what's the all-time high here? Like $53. I mean, you could possibly see a possible retest of that $53. Even if I draw a fib line, let's see, I draw it from here to here. A place that Chainlink you have to look out for is the $38.323. So that's a 0.618. And there's a resistance also on top of that, which is the $44.728 for Chainlink. So two possible scenarios. Chainlink can get rejected at $38, or it can get rejected at 44. If it breaks both, then you're looking at a bull run for a continuation pattern for Chainlink. All right. Now let's look at the gold markets. I mean, I don't usually look at gold, but we're just gonna look at it for fun. Let's see. Let's look at this one. See how this is. 1893. There you go. This was my TA from the past. Look at that right here. And gold is, what is this? A 4-hour. And bearish bearish downtrend, higher prices, not a good sign. But I did say once before, it has to hit this level. I mean, it did get very close to it. I mean, maybe it's just my Fibonacci how I drew it, but it actually got very close to my targets right here. But then again, gold, let's have a quick, let me zoom in a little bit more. I mean, gold is a little bit funky, so let's have a look at like this descending triangle, just like that. So it's a descending flat bottom. So that's what you can say about gold. Gold is actually declining volume as also. This supports my thesis. But then again, one thing that I will look out for people who have gold is this line here. The price is going up. So the price going up, trend is going down. So price go up, trend going down means this is going to be a bearish pattern. So it will eventually play out. So let's just see what happens with gold. And let's look at the US dollar. because usually when you're looking at Bitcoin, you want to look at what the US dollar is doing. So let's look at the front contracts USD1. All right, what is this? No, I don't want to look at this. USD, US dollar, nope. US dollar, ADA, no. BTC, USD contracts. And I'm going to look at the May contract. Okay, this is what they have for May. We'll go on the daily. I mean, the dollar. Why is there no volume in this? Okay, never mind. We're not going to look at the dollar. Actually, Forex. We're going to look at Euro by FX. Okay, fine, much better. Okay. So again, this is with the Euro and the US dollar. So you have Euro and you want to denominate it with the dollar. This is again an inverse head and shoulders. Why is everything doing an inverse head and shoulders today? This is the four. Actually, no, this is a daily. This is a daily. So let me just draw this inverse. I mean, there's two ways that you can look at this, and then we kind of have something like this as well. So let's just. I'm gonna say this is in this range, a hypothesis of this range, and then we had the neckline on the Euro against the dollar. So this is the Forex market as well. So we're just gonna have a quick look. I'm gonna draw this all the way down, bring this all the way up. Clearly it says it's gonna be 126, but then we have to look at the RSI, and let's have a look. Let's zoom out a little bit. Let's see what's going on here. Okay, zoomed out. Boom, bearish divergence on the Euro against the USD. Bearish pattern. Don't think it's going to hit it up here. If it does, good, but it's already played out its bullish case. So now it's probably a downside. But if it does hit this target, good enough. That's good enough. Right, let's look at some more altcoins. Aggie against the, actually no, Aggie BTC pair. We're going to change the name as well soon. So let's have a look at Aggie against BTC. Wow. It is a mess on the daily. On the 4 hour, it's still a mess. Inverse head and shoulders, pumping up. 4 hour is still under a bearish divergence over here. So clearly there's no room to even go up again here. So that's okay. But in the next 4 hours, we're going to find out if it's going to pump or dump. If it gets rejected or if it breaks this trend line, it's going to have a huge candle up here towards these nearly the 794 Satoshis. If it doesn't, then it's going to get rejected and it's going to fall out this range, which is okay. Anyway, let's look at CoinGecko. CoinGecko is quite important. I'm going to look at who are the winners and who are the losers of the market. Engine Nexo. Nexo is being done for money laundering, guys. Be careful. There's a report for money laundering. So Chile's decentralized stacks, Chainlink, Quantum, EOS, basic attention token, OMG, Uniswap, NEM, Helium. I mean, there's a lot of winners today. I mean, except for Polkadot. Polkadot's not really a winner, it's down. All right, now let's look at who are the losers. Ampleforth, Shiba, Leo, Holo, Compound, Elrond. What's the price on Elrond? $112. Wow. Cosmos, actually, wow, that's crazy. Maker, Telecoin, Dash, Phantom. I mean, there are some decent coins here that you could potentially purchase, but Elrond's been on a downtrend for quite some time. Let me have a quick look at its CoinGecko listing. Very strange. Actually, no, let me look at the trading view. I have to quickly look at Elrond just a second because it's been going down for quite some time. The thing with Elrond is that I believe it used to be $500 or something. Let me have a quick look. Where did it get up to? $247. Wow. I mean, there's not much charts that I can stay here. Let's look at daily. Let's see if there's a bound for a reversal anytime soon. I mean, possibly. I mean, yeah. I mean, Elrond is gonna go back up again. So this is for the people who do purchase this coin. And then we're gonna have a neckline here. So in the next 10 minutes, we're gonna find out if Elrond is gonna go up or not. So that's okay. All right, let's move on from the altcoins and CoinGecko. Let's look at the whales. What are the whales doing right now? Because that's important for whales. When whales talk, people follow. So let's see what they're saying. So 908 Bitcoin has been dumped to the market. It's probably being transferred to an altcoin or sold off. I don't think anyone's selling them. They're just transferring them to a different sort of hand. 1,718 Bitcoin has been purchased from Binance. On Bitfinex, 3,000 has been dumped. On Huobi, nearly 900 has been purchased. So overall, we could say the sentiment is mixed feelings. And on the 7 days, Bitcoin has been purchased. And on the 30 days, nearly 72,000 has been dumped on the market, but it's okay. Anyway, let's go for the Bank of Canada. And Bank of Canada says, see no strong case for a digital dollar. So Canada is obviously disregarding and discrediting Bank of the digital dollar because they don't see any use case for it. At the end of the day, these are things that they're going to do, but regardless of how they say it or when they do it, it's still going to have a use case because by 2024, we have something called the 2030 agenda from the Economic Health Forum, where they said that this is an agenda by 2030, which I'll actually talk about in a different title, but this is all correlation to what's going to happen in 2030. So yeah, this is for another talk, but yeah, they're just saying we don't care about CBDCs. And then we have the Danish, shout out to all the Danish people. They said that the cryptocurrency cannot be ignored. That's what the Danish central banker says. And this was an interview on Bloomberg. This basically says that, listen, guys, we are looking at crypto. We are looking at Bitcoin. But this is something that we're not going to keep aside. This is something that we're going to look at. And that's clearly what they're doing. So Denmark's government, with Denmark's central bank, is looking at Bitcoin and can't ignore it. You cannot ignore this new asset class. Especially when Apple came out yesterday saying they're looking for workers who are going to help them with this new industry. Anyways, let me just stop the recording.